Oh my, he's talking without the microphone being on. Brilliant. You work on how many radio stations, Milky, and you can't figure this out? Every day it's something, I tell you. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, Jules. Good morning, James in Canada. Some of the folks logged on and listening and or watching already just sort of marched into the studio last second. It's like, oh, there's 45 seconds left on the Smitty and Mitty show. I can get this fired up, no problem. Sure. Nope. Anyway, I will get this figured out eventually. I'm into a new routine, of course. The debut of me on Twitch mic audio is from your cam, apparently, according to James. Well, that's not right. Hang on.
Bet you that sounds a lot better. There we go. Thank you, James. James always got my back on stuff like that. Did a huge reset. Yes. Good morning, Craig. Good morning, Susie, the dating diva. She'll be with us in just a little bit. I've lost all kinds of. I did a reboot yesterday on all kinds of stuff, and now like my big screen here in the studio that shows me all my Twitch chat, etc. Network connection not available. It's man, I'm going to need to take today off, kids. That's what I've determined. Enough of this. Yesterday I took the day off just to monitor my new show, make sure I did everything right. I'm satisfied that that's A-okay, so I'm back here with you. But now I'm thinking I need to take the day off just to fix this, which actually is probably going to take me all of about 11 seconds to do. However, I'm looking at it as an opportunity just to crawl back into bed. My cat, this time of year, my cat crawls underneath my covers. Like the minute I get out of bed, it's all nice and warm and cozy in there. So he like makes a little fort. I'm sure if you've got a cat, does the same thing. It's so cute. All I want to do is like climb back in there. Okay, I'm going to snuggle with a little fuzzy dude. Anyway, there you go. Tara's got us on in the Netherlands. Good morning to you. James, thanks for your compliment. The new show sounded awesome, he says. I appreciate that very, 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 very much. Thank you. Yes, I'm quite happy with how that ended up sounding yesterday. WSRQ, by the way, in Sarasota, Florida, is where you will find me from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. But my heart, my soul is this little thing that I've built called blasttheradio.com here in Ottawa, where we're not talking about a warming trend in our weather forecast like they are down there. That's that's one of the things I'm discovering about listening down there is it's a little frustrating. Because they talk a lot about, how cold it is. Oh, dipping to the 70s tonight. Oh, no, not the 70s. It's -6 here in Ottawa right now with a wind chill of -13. I can tell you this. If you have filled about 11 bags full of leaves and need to get them from your backyard to your curb because it's garbage day, you don't feel the cold as much. It's damn near. It's close to a workout. I almost did a workout this morning. Almost. Anyway, it should warm up to a big balmy high of -5. In other words, what it is right now is what it's going to be all day. But sunshine clearing tonight, -9. Sunshine tomorrow, +4. Hey now. All right. Cool. FYI, that's 39 Fahrenheit, just to compare apples to apples. Thursday, 4 again, or 39 again with showers. Cooler Friday, -5, but sunny. Saturday, sunshine, -3. Sunday, sunshine, 0. The good news in all this, though, we're not really getting any snow. Now, here's how I've been preoccupied, of course, living in the studio right now between this show, between podcast productions, between Lowell's show, and now WSRQ. I've pretty much moved into the studio full time, at least, for the next little bit. My expectation is that going forward, I'm actually going to have a much more consistent routine and may actually have a little bit more me time, which will be nice. But all this to say, I spent the bulk of yesterday in the studio and really didn't get a chance to stick my nose out the door until time did I go to bed last night? It was after the game. Buccaneers of the win, by the way. Woo! So it would have been what, 11:30 or so, stick my nose out the door, and I'm standing there on the doorstep while the dog's doing her thing. And I'm looking at the grass and I'm going, oh, wow. My neighbor fertilized the lawn, which he typically does. He fertilizes his lawn, granted, not in November, but he does his lawn. He doesn't do mine. Both lawns fertilized. I'm looking at them last night going, amazing. But I trust him because he's awesome. He knows infinitely more stuff about this than I do. And he's, my neighbor, my next door neighbor, awesome folks. Get along great with them. So it's not that neighbor. Okay, this is my next door neighbor. Get along really, really well with them. And it's embarrassing because our dog, her pee, for whatever reason, burns the grass. And the frustration of trying to keep her on our side, which still, like when you share a lawn with somebody and their side is beautiful and green and your side is dead and rust colored and dry, and despite the fact you have bag after bag after bag of dirt that you throw onto it, then you throw grass seed onto it, and nothing's growing. Anyways, I'm standing there all the time going, wow, he fertilized the lawn. Neat. It's not until about half an hour later I'm laying in bed going, wait a minute. That's not fertilizer. That was snow. Was that not the weirdest looking snow yesterday? It's almost like the kind of snow, like when they're filming a Christmas movie for Hallmark in Almond in like June or July. It's almost like that fake snow they blow in to make it look like. I'm like laying there in bed going, "Oh, stupid. Stupid." Craig with some advice. Just pour some water in the area after she pees. It won't burn. Guess what, Craig? My dog is, I don't know, she's got like super pee or something. Super pee. Because it still burns. I've tried everything, man. I've tried everything. Ken Landers, listening out west. Good morning, Eric Raymond in Dauphin. You remember that guy? Landed a full-time gig, Dauphin, Manitoba. Congratulations, man. Hope you're doing all right. Just some of the folks joining us this morning. So there you go. Yeah, thought it was snow last night when I stuck my nose out the door. What a jerk. What a jerk. Why did I write that down? One of the things I want to talk about, Amazon passwords. Why did I write that down last night? Oh, yeah. So, 'tis the season, right? Danny T has already started playing some Christmas tunes here and there, so it's officially Christmas, I guess. I'm not ready. I'm not feeling it yet. I'm just not feeling it yet. Anyway, I guess 'tis the season, so my wife decided she's going to do a little Christmas shopping online last night. And I forget, she, like anything that comes from Amazon, I exclusively order. I live on Amazon. It's a sickness. So she asked me last night, she's like, do you have an Amazon account? I'm tired, right? I just want to watch the football game. That's all I want to do. And now we're having a conversation about, do I have an Amazon? I'm like, yeah, it's why there's a steady stream of delivery people at the door like every day. She's like, okay, well, I wasn't sure if that was other things. I'm like, no, I have an Amazon account. I mean, there was a time a couple of years ago that when I was building the studio, so we're going back, 3, 4, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And I was ordering, just cables, computer monitors, you name it, ordering it off Amazon. And it was the same delivery person every single day. And, he'd show up. I'd open the door. Good morning. I knew him on a first name basis. How are you? We'd have a little conversation. He'd go on his way because he's, obviously got a real job. And this one day he shows up at the door and my wife answers the door. And she's like, he looked so disappointed. Like, who are you, lady? You're not John. Where's John? What's going on? Anyway, it got to the point where this guy, I knew him on like a first name basis. I wanted to invite the guy in. I thought, if I was, and I'd set up my dining room table. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Andrea, listening in Winnipeg. Good morning, Lisa, 77. I'd set up our dining room table as a podcast studio for a while. And like, if I was actually doing my live show from that table, I would have invited Jihad in and sat him down. He seemed like a fascinating guy. Right, always with a smile on his face, always in a great mood. Obviously an immigrant to the country, and I'm always interested to learn people's, history and stories, and we can always talk great food. Right, that's the middle ground. If you're ever in a dispute or ever, just wanting to get to know someone, food is that jumping off point. We can all find peace and love in food. Anyway, I would have loved to have had the guy in, and I just had it set up, and all of a sudden it's like a different delivery person every single day. I haven't seen Jihad in a couple of years now, but anyway, yes. Do you have an Amazon account? I sure do. Okay, awesome. What's the password? We're like sitting across the room from each other. She's like, "What's the password?" I think it's blah 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 blah, capital, lowercase, squiggly, blah blah, do. Nope, that didn't work. Oh, you put a capital letter. Well, which capital? Back and forth it goes. Just hand me your phone. I'm punching in the password. And Andre says, does she not realize you will see everything she will order for you? That said, there's nothing I want. Just pass me the damn phone. Let me put the password in. Of course, like 3 times. I'm like, yeah, the password is capital, there's lowercase, underscore, squiggly. Nope, that's not it. Okay. Did you put the plus sign? Where? Try again. Capital, back and forth. Give me your damn phone. Of course, I go to punch the password into the phone. It's one of those things. Why does the human brain work like this? To tell you my password out loud does not compute. And I inevitably, granted, I messed it up. But hand me the phone and I can type it with my eyes closed. Why? Why does it work like that? I don't get it. No problem. There. And then come the email confirmations. Oh, there was one thing she was hung up on. It was, this is saying that there could be import and not import and duty fees, but some international importation fee. Is that okay? I'm like, well, it depends on what the fee is. Well, where's the fee? Well, it'll show you when you check out. Oh, where's that? Like, I'm trying to watch the game. Anyway, because we've got Amazon Prime, it turns. So then you get the email confirmation. Anyway, it's all good. Get the email confirmations. Okay, so I see that you ordered 4 things. No, I only ordered 2. I said, well, I got 4 items on order. But I only ordered 2. So now I'm panicked. Oh crap, something's wrong with Amazon. Now I got to log in. This shows you logged into another device. Damn it. Can you log out? I log in. No, it shows you ordered 4 items. She's like, yeah, but I only put 2 orders in. I'm like, okay, but were there like 2 items in one order and 2 items in the other? No. Were there 3 items in one and 1 in the other? I think so. Okay, so you ordered 4 items. Yeah, but I only put 2 orders in. No. No. Like, we're saying the same thing. We're just saying it differently, right? And it's like, and she has worked. In fact, we met. She was working retail. So, I mean, she comes from the tangible, hands-on retail world, right? And this is a woman who holds 2 university degrees and a college diploma. So, I mean, like, I'm the idiot in the family is what I'm trying to get at, right? Okay, so there's a total of 4 items. Yeah, but there's only 2 orders, so she's panicked about that. I'm like, yeah, no. They depending on who the seller is. What do you mean the seller? I thought the seller was Amazon. Well, yeah, but different people supply things to Amazon. Oh, what? Relax, it's all good. We got this. Anyway, turns so one item was like $12 and something, and the other was like 64. 64? No, I didn't order anything. It was $64. Oh God! And back to the brown and around. Anyway, all this to say, she's done with Amazon. I'm not letting her near my Amazon account again. Honey, if you want to do Amazon, we're going to set you up with your own Amazon account. Thank you very much. Now, I'm busting her chops on that. However, and I'm the tech guy. I don't know if you know this about me. I kind of love the technology around us. Kind of do. Last Tuesday, we went to see Alan Doyle and Kelly Prescott at the National Arts Center. It was her first time in an Uber. It was only like my second or third time. I think Uber's amazing. I love the whole technology of it. Her cousin came to town, and they were doing dinner and a couple of museum tours and stuff on Sunday. So we set up the Uber app for her. I'll be damned. She got herself there, and she got herself back. Can't figure out Amazon. Uber, no problem. Uber's fantastic. All right. What else is going on? Oh, this is unfreaking believable. I'm coming to discover you have to pay to see Santa now. What the hell? How long has this been a thing? Apparently a while. I am dumbfounded. Now, I always knew if you wanted the picture with Santa, obviously, a couple of bucks to offset, printing costs, photography costs. Cameras aren't cheap. I can vouch for that. Lighting, etc. The human to run it. Barb says she paid when her kids were younger. Really? Barb, did you pay to see Santa, or was that like a couple of bucks for the photos? Paying a couple of bucks for the photos, that makes sense. Paying to see Santa? I mean, I've paid to see Samantha. No, I haven't. But I would. But paying to see Santa? It came to my attention, somebody on my Facebook posted how upset they were. There's Barb to say, to see him at Saint Laurent Mall many times. What? What? This blows me away. How long has this been a thing? Thank you. Susie says she's never paid to see Santa. At Bayshore, Rito Center, pre-COVID, she's never paid. Andrea asking, is it paying or a donation they're asking for? So here's the thing. So somebody on my Facebook timeline was beside themselves. I'm a single mom. I'm down on my luck. I've been without a job. I'm on a fixed income. And now, and she pointed to, and I'm not trying to single out any particular mall, but she happened to point to Hazeldean Mall, where you can reserve time with Santa. And this is a COVID thing. I get it. You need to reserve your time. There are protocols, safety measures. That I get. There's a whole bunch of extra stuff going on. That costs money. Every single time you add a layer, it costs money. I get that. On the other hand, hey, let's get people back in the mall. Like, this is like a lost leader kind of thing. If your Santa's awesome, I'm going, maybe spend a little time in the mall. But she's like, yeah, like 5 minutes with Santa is like $34.95. That includes some photos. 10 minutes with Santa, $54.95. Holy crap. I'm in the wrong racket. $55 for 10 minutes with Santa? I'm pretty sure Samantha ain't $55 for 10 minutes. And I'm sorry to all the Samanthas. It's just the first name that came to mind when I was trying to find a comparable name to Santa. Debbie says, wasn't that for the pictures? I brought my granddaughters and only paid for the pictures. That's what I'm thinking, Debbie. This is why I'm so dumbfounded by this conversation. Like as Barb is saying, no, she's actually paid for her kids just to sit on Santa's lap. Barb goes on to add, I had an argument one time with the elves. I couldn't believe the price. They said volunteer donations to sit on his lap, but they wouldn't even let my kids go near him that night over no donation. I was a single mom. He's Santa. He's not Samantha. He's Santa. $55 for 10 minutes with Santa. So I started looking around at other malls. Again, I'm not trying to single out Hazeldean Mall. I'm not. It was the first one that was brought to my attention. It's the first I'd ever heard of it. And I asked the question last night. Hazeldean is charging to see Santa. Are other malls? And yes. Yes. People provided me with a long list of malls and shopping centers that are providing Santa for a fee. And I can't believe the reactions I'm getting right now as I wade through the Facebook, the Twitch, the YouTube, and the Twitter comments. Half of the comments are, I've always paid to see Santa. They've always asked for money. The other half is like, what? Now, and full disclosure, I don't have kids. So, like when I talk about going to see Santa, my reference point is when I was a kid and I'd go see Santa. I really have a problem with this. I really do. There, Julie, thank you. These malls need to be put on Santa's naughty list. Look at Susie. Susie's doing more prep on the show than I am. She says, so I just checked Bayshore. And you reserve, which I get. We're still in a pandemic. We still have COVID protocols. Okay, so you need to reserve your time slot with Santa. Totally get that. Totally respect that. But you have to reserve a photo package. So you're locked in. It's a forced sale, is what it is. Okay, here comes Don. Don's listening in California. Good morning, Don. He's asking, is the money going to charity 100%? No. None of the things that I've read, Don, indicate that any amount of this, let alone 100%, nothing I've read says that there is a donation going to charity. And my apologies to any of the malls or plazas that are doing this as a fundraiser or who have stated that they are donating a portion to something. I have not witnessed that. I have not personally read that. I'm not saying that they aren't, but to the best of my knowledge, and I've looked at several different Santa options, none of them appear to be doing this as a charity fundraiser. However, I don't know if you know this, but I happen to have Santa's phone number. I know him quite well. In fact, Santa, if you recall last Christmas, Santa was live here on BTR talking to your kids. Yes, you had to reserve a time with Santa. We weren't charging anything, but Santa happily, as Santa does, he's Santa. He was taking calls and talking to the kids via Zoom, and we put it live on BTR. It was awesome. I'm going to be talking to Santa as soon as I've got a couple minutes, and he's busy too. As soon as I can figure out a time where he and I can get on the phone, I would very much like to do some sort of day where we can facilitate your kids coming to see Santa, and it'll be for a donation. I think we can probably make that happen. I think Santa's probably on board for that. Chrissy's got a good point. People can take photos with their phones. But Chrissy, you see, no, they cannot. You are on private property. It's a public space, but it's private property. If they don't allow, if they set up an area and they say exclusively, you cannot take photos here, you cannot take photos there. Again, it's a forced sale. That's what gets me. There's Barb. They won't let you take pictures with the phones. Exactly. That's a no-no. If Santa's outside, you can take all the pictures you want. Public space. You're on private property. You cannot, under any circumstance, take a photo. In fact, legally, you can't take a photo inside that mall, that plaza. I mean, people do. But I don't think legally you can. Certainly not of someone. Not legally. Dawn chimes back in to say, I have a problem with it then. It should be front and center and bragging about charity fundraiser. Good for you and making it a topic. Can't have this. Boycott that mall. Well, here's the problem, Dawn. This seems to be like all the damn malls doing this. They're making $55 off Santa. Hey, all right. Woohoo! $55 for Santa. Woo! We're in the money. And that's just not the Christmas spirit. And I guess that's where I'm having the issue. When did this become a thing? When did someone like why, if this has been going on for years, as Barb says, why are we only bringing it to light now? This upsets me. It really, really upsets me. The people have to pay to see Santa? No. Sit on Santa's lap, tell Santa what it is you want for Christmas. That should be free. And you should be able to reserve a time to do that for free. That's just a goodwill thing. That's just a PR thing for the mall. Thanks for coming and spending money in our mall. We hope you'll come back and spend more. We set this up for you to enjoy, to give you a lovely moment with your kids in the spirit of Christmas. Now, if you want photos, we've incurred the extra expense of having to hire a photographer. It's wear and tear on their gear. There's printing, there's ink, there's paper, there's administration. Okay. If I'm going to use that service, of course, couple of bucks. And hey, while you're at it, have a donation bin for a food bank or something. Boys and Girls Club, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, something Christmassy. Nope. It's, if you want to see our Santa, if you want to talk to our Santa, you must buy a photo package. The number, Ottawa is so, I'm saying this from Ottawa. We're very insulated from a lot of the repercussions of COVID-19 and what it's done, to people in their livelihoods. We're a government town. The government hasn't been laying people off. Not like the oil industry, not like, yes, we've seen it in retail, we've seen it in restaurant, certainly seen some closures. But nothing like what's happening in a lot of other areas of this country and around the world. Sorry, Linda, I missed your comment. I just posted it on the screen, but I didn't see it. If you book an appointment with Santa and they don't take some type of deposit, photo sale, and you don't show up, that spot is wasted. Once you pay for the photos, you will show up. I don't agree with it, but I get why they do it. I do too, Linda. It's unfortunate. There's some of what what you're saying is true. People will. They'll. I happen to bump into Santa, here, and then they don't take the time to call, and that's somebody else, especially in COVID. Yeah, there needs to be some. But it's holding people ransom for Santa, and I just, there's got to be a better solution to this. I think. Give Santa Claus the bird, says Don. No, Don, I don't recommend that. That gets you on the naughty list and not the good naughty list. I'm saying that from not personal experience, but I've certainly I've been naughty before. and experience just, Santa's for real. You know what? I was fine. Until that elf on the shelf guy came into my house. And then Santa suddenly knew everything I was doing. It's either that or it's the smart speaker. He may be connected to that. I don't know. Barb says it takes the spirit away for the kids when you can't or didn't prepare to donate. Santa didn't even wave. Oh my gosh. Comment from the website. Paying for pictures, yes, or a donation is fine, but pay to see Santa is wrong. There are families struggling to be able to. Yeah, I know. $55. If you're a single parent and you're out of a job, the business you were working in has closed. Yes, I know there's lots of jobs out there, but there was a big period in time where there wasn't, and you still had to make rent and car payments, etc. There are a lot of people in really unfortunate positions right now. I feel you. This has been since I lost my job 6 years ago. This has been one hell of a struggle. I get it. I get what it's like to have 2/3 of your income gone in the blink of an eye. So I feel for people. $55. I can pay $55 so that my kids can spend 10 minutes with Santa and I get a picture. Or I can spend $55 and maybe give them a decent Christmas dinner. I mean, that's what it boils down to. Debbie says, John, just wanted to mention Bell removed the high definition channel for CTV News Channel 1041. Gary just called and told us we can get Toronto CTV News. That's Debbie, that's a whole other conversation. I don't know. I don't know if I really want to weigh in on broadcast issues today. Linda says, Grandma here, $35 spent. Good thing she's cute. Linda, why? Why? Your brother just said into his microphone onto this stream that he has personal ties to Santa. I could make Santa happen, and I intend to make Santa happen. And then there's, so $35 and another $37 if you want to see the Grinch. Capitalism at its finest, isn't it? Ooh, the Grinch. Photo booth 1, photo booth 2. See, Chrissy on Twitch says, maybe the cost of Santa and the cute elves have gone up in price. Pretty sure they are not volunteering, right? I would suspect that that's not a volunteer gig. If I'm a school and I'm trying to sign off on volunteer hours for students, no, not at a commercial mall. I can tell you as someone who has done photos in the mall, I've done emceeing in the mall. No, that's paid. That's paid, as it should be. But again, what? A great Santa in your mall, that's under the promotion and marketing budget every year. When did it move from being promotions and marketing budget to income opportunity? That's the whole trouble with this thing. Again, if some of it was going to charity, I wouldn't be having this conversation. I'd be like, you know what? I get it. But I'm not seeing any of it going to charity. You're telling me that Santa, if I get Santa for 10 minutes for $55, Santa splits it 50-50 with the mall. Now, the mall pays elves, et cetera, for their time. But let's just say Santa's keeping 50% of that. You're telling me that $26 from every kid. So let me see. That's 20. So that's You're seeing a kid every 10 minutes. I'm just using round figures here. How do I find my calculator on this stupid phone? There we go. All right. So what did I just say? $26 every 10 minutes. So that's 6 times an hour you're seeing a kid. That's $156 an hour. If Santa's putting in an 8-hour workday, Santa's going home with about $1,300 a day. Are you making $1,300 this month? I'm not. Susie says maybe it's insurance costs for extra risk for Santa because of COVID. Maybe. Although, Susie, you got to think. Any mall, any plaza, any retailer is going to have an insurance policy in place that's going to cover off anybody doing work for them. And that's, that same insurance policy, whether it's Santa, whether it's the elves, whether it's a maintenance person, whether it's an electrician, whether it's the mall manager, that insurance policy covers anybody under their employ. I don't think there would be a separate rider just for, when Santa's there. Although, I mean, he's a pretty important person. I don't know. Linda says, because there was no other option and it was booked last week before you said anything. If you make it happen, I'll gladly cancel. You'll see what I can do, Linda. I will see what I can do. Kelly says she thinks she needs a private meeting with the big guy. Are we still talking Santa? Carrie says, oh, for goodness sakes, they're all being Grinches charging to see Santa. Yeah, it just, Carrie, it rubs me the wrong way. Kelly's back to say, I don't remember ever paying to sit on his lap. Yes, the picture, but you still got a candy cane and a coloring book, no cost, as of 10 years ago. Exactly. Ed says, grab me a hat. I'll do it for $10. Ed, you can, if you're doing it for $10, you can go to the dollar store and buy the hat for $1 and declare that as a business expense. Andre's asking, how much of that $55 would Santa see? None. Look, I said, let's just imagine that Santa's getting half. I can't imagine he is. But still. Anyway, I'm glad to see it's not just me upset by the whole Santa thing. That's, wow. Like $10, $15, Santa, time reserved, photos. I think that's reasonable. And by the way, I've done a lot of photos for Santa, and I've made money doing photos for Santa. But I'll tell you, private events, totally different thing. An absolute PR event for a private company. If it's for charity, I will always lower my price. Always. Anyway, let me just say this about that right there. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Hey, you know who's with us? I've mentioned her a couple of times already, but our friend Susie, the dating diva, is here to help turn you into a single and dating rock star. She's here. Susie, the dating diva, is here on BTR. Welcome back. Helping people become single and dating rock stars, which you've been doing for a long, long time, especially through your website, which, by the way, is insertable right here.
SingleDatingDiva.com.
There you go. The question today, Susie, that people have for you is there hope for love after divorce? Oof, that's heavy.
Yes, that's a toughie.
Mm-hmm.
But, divorce sucks. Like it sucks. You can't even say anything about that. I can say from personal experience, like you feel like a total failure in life. You question the whole concept of forever. Your trust in others goes down the toilet, regardless of why you divorce, even if it's amicable. It's never easy. It scars you for life, but it certainly is not a death sentence.
Okay.
It's hard. It seems too that divorce has become even more common after the pandemic. It's pandemic forced couples to live and work under the same roof, and that didn't work for everybody.
Good point. Yes.
Yeah, whatever was left of some relationships was totally decimated.
Yeah, I'm still married, I think. I don't know how, but somehow. Anyway, yes, I'm with
Me
you.
too. Second time's a charm. So really, this has propelled people back into the volatile dating world.
Yeah.
One most likely much different than the one they left several years back. I mean, when I got married, there wasn't all this online dating stuff.
No.
When I got married the first time, then when I came back, I'm like, oh my God, like there's so much I have to find. We actually used to call each other on the phone. Anyway.
Like on a rotary phone, though.
Yeah, I'm not that old, but
Julie, do you remember back in the day when I used to have to ask a friend of a friend of a friend to get a girl's number, and I'd call her on the rotary phone?
Oh, telling you, those were the days. Those were the good old days.
Would you leave a voicemail if you got the machine or not?
Depends. If they lived with their parents, no.
Oh, those kinds of voicemails. Anyway, moving on.
So many people do, however, go on to find their happily ever after. I mean,
sure,
I did, and many have. Like nothing's impossible. It may feel impossible at the time, but it isn't impossible. But it does call for some personal work first.
Okay.
And this I speak from experience with me and clients I've worked with. Number one is to take care of you. So physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, it means being the ideal partner to find the ideal partner. Do the work necessary before starting to seriously look for love. And this is really important. Like for me, right after my divorce, I thought, oh, I'm ready to go and find love. But really, I wasn't, and it really took a lot of work on my part before finding the right person. I had to work on myself.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Stay social. There's so many activities and events around. There's no excuse not to get out. The best way to get out of your rut is to be around other people doing things that make you most happy. Like be with your friends, reconnect with family members. And there are a lot of, like, if you just go on Meetup, there's tons of Meetup groups. And depending on your interests, you could find things going on every single day. And you meet new people. And it's not romantic in any way, but you go and you just have fun and you meet people with like interests. And that's the best way to meet.
Yeah, well, our parents said this, and our parents' parents said this, and I'm sure my parents' parents' said this. Nobody's going to come knocking on your door. You need to put yourself in a situation where you're actually going to meet people. Go to the things that you enjoy doing, because the chances of you finding someone who also enjoys doing that thing are pretty good when you're at the thing.
Exactly.
So go there.
Exactly.
All right. So Meetup. What is Meetup, by the way? You said that.
Meetup. It's meetup.com. It's a website that has different social groups.
All right.
There's some like here in Ottawa. There's one called the In-Betweeners, which is kind of people in my age group in the 40s, 50s, late 30s, maybe. And they do social events. And I've sent a lot of clients to that group, and they've actually met people. So
fantastic.
And they just went to go have fun and enjoy themselves, and they've met a lot of friends, and some have even met people to date. So you never know. Next is to keep your intimacy in check. Your need to feel wanted and loved may cloud your judgment.
Right.
I made lots of mistakes early on in my separation and divorce because of this. And I thought I was unlucky in love, but I was just making a lot of really bad choices. So your neediness, it's understandable. And especially if you felt suffocated in your relationship and you just are released and you're like a beast going out there for just anything you can find. And it's totally understandable. And if you're going to do anything, like keep, your emotions in check. go have fun, enjoy yourself, even be physical with others, but just, keep it in check and manage your expectations.
Safe to say then, like if intimacy is something you want, that's awesome, but make sure it's that and only that, and don't confuse it with a relationship. They're
exactly.
They're two very different things, and when they come together, that's anyway.
And just be honest about what you're looking for, and a lot of people will want to have fun too.
Hell yes.
Don't define yourself by your divorce either.
Mm-mm.
Divorce happened to you, but not who you are. And you are more than what happened to you. When speaking with others, don't put what happened to you front and center. You're not one-dimensional. Don't be the victim, nor a survivor. Be a warrior.
And so many other people out there are in the same boat anyway that, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you've survived this. You are a survivor.
Yep.
But you're the warrior. Like, think of yourself as a warrior, not the victim. And don't, I went on a lot of dates with
Oh,
guys who all they wanted to talk about was their divorce or their ex, That's
sign me up for that conversation with someone. Yay.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right, exactly.
So, divorce really isn't a death sentence. So just be patient, have hope, be grateful, be happy, live your life. This is a second chance for you to find happiness, and it is entirely possible. So be hopeful. And my Post-it note mantra for today,
I love it,
is I am a warrior, never a victim.
I love that you come with us with Post-it note mantras every single week. Okay, so I am a warrior, never a victim. Write that down with your favorite crayon. My favorite flavor of crayon is purple. What about yours?
Me too, actually.
Right. Oh, see, we have so much in common. She is Susie, the dating diva, with us typically Tuesdays and Thursdays, unless Milky drops the ball. That's been known to happen. I apologize, Susie. I love you. How do people connect with you for one-on-ones, etc.? More information, more articles. You know the drill. What's your website?
SingleDatingDiva.com.
The always amazing Susie, the single dating diva. Her advice applies to so much more than just dating, though. It's putting your best self out there, and it's how-tos about that. You can apply that to so many different aspects of your life. Andre, by the way, can always count on Andre for some advice as well. He's saying, have a burn the dress party, and you'll get over him quickly. Tina Marie says, I've seen people do burn the dress photo shoots. Now I've seen people do ruin the dress. Like after their wedding day, they, like into the lake they go, into the river they go, and they, trash the dress is what it's interesting. Interesting. Good morning, Anna. You're late for class. Tisk, 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 tisk. Never heard of the dress burning, says Kelly, and a whole bunch of people just saying good morning and good morning. Thanks for joining me. Nice to be back with you. It's blasttheradio.com. Going to wrap things up here as far as our social media feeds are concerned, because they don't let me stream music on Facebook or on Twitter or on YouTube. They do on Twitch. So we got a great community of folks who hang out there in Twitch. That's twitch.tv/blasttheradio. If you love what we do, by the way, please subscribe to our channel. And if you've got Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to our Twitch channel for free. And Amazon sends us $5 a month on your behalf. Doesn't even cost you any extra. That's a great way you can help us out. So thank you so, so much. And at the top of the hour, Danny T with BTR News coming up. Let me just say this about that back tomorrow on BTR.